I'm going to show you how you can edit videos for TikTok super fast inside of Premiere Pro. Everything you need to know to have the right dimensions, to import your existing 16:9 footage and turn them into vertical videos. And I'm also going to show you the best export settings so you get the highest quality when you are exporting and uploading to TikTok. So let's get started by importing some footage. Inside of this folder here, I have some footage from a trip I took to Tokyo last year. And the best way to import all of this footage is to just simply select everything and drag it into the project bin inside of Premiere Pro. After you have imported your footage, you will see that the frame rate is not the same on every single clip. And I'm going to show you how you can fix this. I'm simply going to select all the clips that are not 24 FPS because I want this project to be 24 FPS. So I'm selecting all of these clips. I'm going to right click, modify, interpret footage. And then you will get this box called modify clip, and the only thing we're going to think about here is assume this frame rate. So I'm going to click this box right here and I'm just going to write in 24 FPS, and then I'm just going to click OK. So now all of the clips we have in the bin are the same frame rate. The next thing we're going to do is to create a new sequence, and this is a very important step. To make a new sequence inside of Premiere Pro, we need to go up to File, New, Sequence, and you will get this new sequence box popping off. Then I'm going to select this preset right here, 1080p, 24 frames per second, and then we need to modify one setting. So let's go into settings and we are going to change the frame size of this project. The dimensions we are going to use for TikTok is the reverse of 1080p. Instead of 1920 by 1080, we are going to make a project with 1080 by 1920. And then I'm just going to click OK. So inside of Premiere Pro now, we got this vertical window right here, and this is our sequence. So let's start by adding some clips to the edit. I'm just going to double click on this first clip right here, and it looks like I'm inside a mirror. So I'm simply going to select a portion of each individual clip and I'm going to put them on the timeline. So let's start with this clip. It looks like I'm looking into this mirror right here. So I'm going to click I on my keyboard to select a in point, and I'm also going to select O on my keyboard to select an out point, and then we can simply just drag the video clip to our timeline. I'll just place it there, but then you will get this warning message, clip mismatch warning. And the reason why you get this warning message is that the clip that I'm dragging onto the timeline have different dimensions that the sequence is. But we want to keep our existing sequence because we want to keep it at 1080 by 1920. So I'm just going to click on keep existing settings. And then we have our first clip on the timeline. So I'm going to quickly go through and make some selections right here. And after you have put all of your clips together on the timeline, it's now time to reposition it. Now these clips are 4K clips and we are editing on a 1080p timeline, but it's just vertical. So the first thing we need to do is to adjust this first clip. You see I'm out of the frame, so I'm just going to highlight the clip and go over to effect controls. And inside of effect controls we can play around with the position of the clip, so we can drag this sideways, and we can also drag the scale up or down, but be careful that you don't leave any black bars on the top or bottom. So I'm just going to position myself in the middle there, and then I'm going to the next clip and I'm also going to look for a point And I'm simply going to do this for all the clips. So you are positioning all the clips where you want them to be inside of the TikTok story. And of course, you can also add some music if you want. I'm not going to bother with that now because I'm going to use music from TikTok. So now we're going to export this video. And to export this sequence, I'm going to select an in point at the beginning of the sequence. And then I'm going to go to the last clip and I'm going to click arrow down. And that will make it to the end of this last clip. But then I'm also going to click O on my keyboard. And now we have selected the portion of the sequence that we want to export. To export this sequence, we are going to go up to File, Export, and Media. And then you will have this export settings box coming onto your screen. And I know there's a lot of different things we can change here, but don't worry, I'm going to show you the basic things we need to do in order to make this look good. So the first thing we're going to edit here is the output name. And this is what we're going to call the video clip and where we're going to save it. So I'm just going to save this as Tokyo TikTok. And then I'm going to just save it on my desktop. And then we can just click save. And just remember to save it in a place that you can find it again. The next thing we need to make sure are correct are the basic video settings. And right here we see we have a width of 1080 and the height of 1920. And that is correct. But if this is not correct on your screen, you can just click this box right here and you can change the values right there. But I'm not going to change that right now because that's correct on my end. And we also got a 24 FPS timeline. Also suggest that you select render at maximum depth. So we got a high quality export. And down here, we don't have to care about anything about this until we go down to the bitrate settings. Now there's many different ways you can do this. We got CBR, VBR1 pass or VBR2 pass. But I really like to use CBR, and that is a constant bitrate, so you don't get that pixelation between motion in your frames. And then we can select a target bitrate, and since this is a HD resolution, but it's a vertical, I'm just going to make it 25 megabits per second. And that will be good enough for this TikTok story. So after we have done those small little changes inside of the sequence here, you can also save this as a preset. So the next time you're going to export this, you can use the preset and you don't have to think about the settings anymore. So to make a preset, you simply go here and make a new preset. And you can just name this. So for example, I'm going to name this TikTok 24 FPS 1080 by 1920. And then you can just click OK. So now you have this preset that you can use for future videos that you're going to put on TikTok. And then you can just simply export it just like that. To learn even more about Premiere Pro, click on one of the videos on the screen right now. Make sure to subscribe for more Premiere Pro tutorials. Create and inspire, and I will see you in the next video.